Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Papa Keith's Kitchen. Well, today we're going to have a little bit of fun. As you probably can see, I've got some meat all cut up here. And I've had a hankering for some good old-fashioned Papa Keith's chili, which I'm going to make tomorrow, but I really need some sausage to do it. So here in this pan here, I've got three butt roast, shoulder roast, pork. And if you're going to make chili with this, sausage, the best thing to do is to buy the top portion, because it's like everybody's butts, they got more fat in it, right? Well, anyway, that's the reason. If you want it leaner, you can go down further on the leg and get the shank or whatever you want to do. But me, I'd like to have a little bit of fat in my sausage. Now, seasoning. I'm going to use this custom blend seasoning from Legs. You can get this on Amazon, and this will process up to 25 pounds of meat. So basically I won't even need the whole package, but pretty close to it. Now, a few things I like to add to my sausage is some crushed red pepper, because I like to give it a little bit of bite. Not too much though, and some garlic salt, and some garlic granules, I guess you call them. And here I'm going to use a grinder. Let me see if I keep the grinder in the freezer. Now, the reason I do that is I want to try to control any bacteria. Now, usually I don't wear gloves, but for this one I'm going to wear gloves. And so I leave it in the freezer, and I've chilled this meat down in the freezer for over an hour. So it should be fairly cold. We'll see how it works through there. So I'll get it out of the freezer and we'll see if we can get going. Whew, that is cold. Now, they make these in the plastic ones too, which you can get, but when it comes to freezing them, I'd rather have the metal. Well, let's see if I can get these stupid gloves on. Oh, see, that's what I mean. When you got fat hands, they don't really work very good. Well, you say buy bigger gloves. I have to remember that. But I'm stuck with these because that's what I have. Ugh, hope they don't cut off my circulation. Feels like I'm putting on a condom or something. Oh well, it'll work. There we go. So, you can even see the icicles on that thing. Let's see if we can get this in here. Yeah, seems sure it's fairly tight. Of course, I want to try to use a slow speed with this. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. That hole ain't very big on the top, but it might work. Let's see what happens. There she goes. Looks pretty good, don't it? told you, but I'm running this on about 2. You don't want to run it too fast. Give you a bit of a workout. But you add your seasoning after you get it ground up, not before. If you're wondering why I'm doing that. I have to run it all through one more time to mix it in. $24 pounds of meat, quite a lot of sausage. I'll figure out how much it costs versus just buying it. At least I know what's going into mine. Of course, those ones I had in the butcher shop were 10 times bigger than this. It didn't take any time at all to do it, but this is definitely the kitchen version. Nice to have one of these plastic things too to keep it in. I think the worst part is cutting up the meat. I'm only about 5'7", so it's kind of a workout keeping my arms up over my head here. My father said I was a half midget. I don't know what he meant by that. I think he meant I was short. I don't know. But he was about 5'10", and most of my brothers and sisters are taller than I am, but who knows? I think I gotta get me another bowl. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Ah, it's going to be good. Come on now, cut that out. Stragglers coming up. Should have had lower cupboards too. Here we go. It doesn't seem to work, this KitchenAid, too badly either. Seems to handle it just fine. And I'm not putting that much pressure on it to get it to go through. Of course, if you're doing it commercially, you're going to want something bigger than this. I'm glad these make them high enough so you don't get your thumb caught down in here. That wouldn't be very pretty, would it? Getting another mountain of sausage built up. But this work will pay off, believe me, when you taste this sausage, you'll be glad you made it. This one, when I freeze it, it'll last me quite a long time. I like putting sausage on my pizzas too. I don't know if you ever tried that, but ham sausage and mushroom is probably my favorite. It's almost time for me to make another one of them. About another week, they got a lot of calories, so I try not to make them too often. But if you want, I'll bring you along when I make my next one. Those homemade pizzas taste a heck of a lot better to me than those store-bought ones. And again, you know just what you put in it too. You haven't got some runny kid's nose all over it, or he sneezed or whatever. If I sneeze, I don't care. It's my sneeze. Just about halfway through it. And I gotta do it all over again. I gotta put it in bags. But chilling this definitely helps it go through a lot better. And the reason the butcher shops are kept cold is that the bacteria doesn't grow at 36 to 38 degrees inside the butcher shop. So that's why they have their equipment in there and they work inside of a cool environment. It's to keep the bacteria out of your meat. If it was to have it out in a warm spot, we'd all be in trouble with salmonella and all that crazy stuff. But when you chill this down in the freezer, it stays cold for quite some time. You don't want it really frozen, you just want it chilled. Almost time to empty this bowl now. This one, I got room in here now. I can dump it in this half of the thing here. Do it real quick. See that? One quick look though. Huh. Nice stuff. There. Now we'll get the other part done. Of course, when you get done with this, it's you're going to have whatever's left inside your chamber here. And what you do with that is you just make a nice patty out of it and fry yourself up a sausage patty. Makes a great sandwich. I like it with a little bread and butter. Put it right in between the two. Pretty yummy. Yeah. Well, 3 rows produced, what did I say it was, 24 pounds of meat. That's not too bad. The bones actually don't weigh that much, but you got to spend your time cutting them out and stripping all that good stuff off them bones. You don't want to waste any meat. Kids, we never wasted anything. Just we're thankful to have a meal. Mom always kept us fed, that's for sure. May not have been much, but we ate. Sometimes it was just macaroni and milk with some butter in it, but filled up our bellies. As long as Dad had plenty of shells, we had plenty of meat to eat. Did some trapping. The old those days I felt gone forever, I guess. You get hungry now and the government takes care of you. Which ain't a bad thing. People have to eat. Share some of their wealth with some of us. Yeah, we're almost through the first round. There. That stuff looks really good though, doesn't it? Now I'm going to add season the bottom section, mix it in. I'm going to add another one, mix it in, and then finally my third one and mix it all in. Then I got to break this down and put on the little tube on there so I can fill up these sausage bags. Don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. But I'm going to take a short break, give my arms a little rest. I'm going to waste these gloves. They're still greasy underneath. And I'll be back in just a few minutes. Well, I'm back. New gloves. Alright, let's see if I can mix some of this in. Something to cut this open with. Sprinkle it on the top here. Measured as I go. It's not quite a third. Some of my red peppers, some of my garlic salt, and garlic. If you don't like garlic, you don't have to add it, you know. It's whatever you prefer. So now, let's do some mixing. Get it all through there. A little different than dough. Doesn't have that warm, squishy feeling. Feels like it's squishing a bug. There's that one. Now look at the size of this bowl. Dump that in there. Repeat that process. Get some of that in. Smells good. 4 of these peppers, garlic salt, and some garlic. And same thing, mix. Next one. Whew, looks like a round ball, doesn't it? Spread it around. Add some more of this. Rest of my salt, rest of my garlic. Okay, mix again. And if you cough, be sure to turn your head. Okay. Whew. Okay, now I'm going to take these off to work with it. Last end. It's easier to handle these bags and stuff that I gotta do. Excuse me. You can get bags on Amazon as well. Just says pork sausage on them. Now these bags are going to go over this, and I'm going to fill them and then tape them. To put that in there, I'm going to use a spoon to try to keep my hands from getting too bad. But the first part that comes out, I'm going to put it in here, then dump it back in there so I can run it back through with the seasoning stuff. Alright, so let's see what happened. I don't know what I use for a scoop. Need something kind of rigid. Oh, handy dandy spoon here. I'm just going to load up my top a little bit. Turn this on. comes. Alright, now that I'm going to dump back into here because it was the stuff that was around the gears. Give it a little mix here. Now I'm going to stick the bag over this. Start filling it. Be nicer if you had another person that was feeding it for you. But I'm alone. I'm going to try to put in about a pound in each bag. That's about all I use. Works better if you don't stick your plunger all the way to the bottom, then it don't stick as much. Getting there. Alright, there's my first bag, and what I do is I run it into this taper, cuts it, seals it, ready for the freezer. Now I'm not going to bore you to death having you stand there and watch me do every single one of these, but when I get done I'll show you the pile of them that I made when I get this finished up. Be right back. Well, there it is, folks. Now I did a little bit of ciphering on this to figure out how much this cost me for this, and roughly I've got, let me get my notes. My ciphering's okay here. I spent $50 or so on the meat, and the ingredients cost me about $25. So that's about a $75 expense in making these. That's usually the store gets for a pound of sausage in a bag, they get $7.49. So that would make it $222 worth of meat if you bought it at the store. And as you can see, I can pay considerably less for what I've got into it. So I saved $147 in all by making my own, over time, of course. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. My fingers are kind of cramped from all that grinding, so I'm going to take a rest, and I'll see you folks all a little bit later.